Di ini dulu, digedein dulu. Okay, hello guys. Today, Group 3 gonna present about the value chain management, and um, my name is Kavindra, and my friends is Andy and Surya in this group. Okay, next, Andy. Okay, the first one is the definition. The definition of the value chain analysis, or we can call it VCA, is a process where a firm identifies its primary and support activity that add values to its final product, and then analyze these activities to reduce cost or increase the differentiations. And the purpose of the value chain analysis is to analyze to analyze to make sure that the final product that we make is getting more what do you call it, benefits to our business. And then value chain represent the internal activities a firm engages in when transforming inputs into outputs. Okay, next, Andy. And then there's a types of value. Value chain is categorized into types based on the types of organizations. The first one is the manufacturing based, and then the second one is the service based, and then the last one is both manufacturing and service based. Okay, next, Andy. Okay, this is the types of firms activities. There is primary activities. Primary activities is those that are involved in the creation, sale, and transfer of the product, including the after sales service. There's the inbound logistic, operations, outbound logistic, sales and marketing, and services and service and support. And then for the second one, you got the support activities. Support activities is those that merely support the primary activities, and there's three of it. First one is the human resource, and then technology development, and the last one is the procurement. Okay, next. Okay, this is the figure that uh, we can say there's the support activities that make sure that everything in the creation, sale, and transfer product is going well, and then the sorry, the primary one is the bottom one, to make sure that everything is going well, and then the on the top figure there's the support activity that supports the primary activity. Okay, next. And then next we're going to talk about the benefits of value chain modeling. There's the cost reduction, and then we can reduce the cost of our business. And then second is the competitive differentiation for the differentiation product and services, and that increases the profitability and business success, and then increase efficiency and decrease waste. And the last one is the higher quality product at lower cost. Well, basically these are the benefits, yeah. Okay, next. Okay, this is the value chain versus business model, and what is the difference? The business model provides a rational and a plan for financial expenditures, which includes increased emphasis on communication and technology. And on the value chain model, a model and illustrates the linkage needed to perform the discrete function that keep customer buying the product or the services. And for the business model, again, the architecture that defines organizational structure, needed technology, customer identification, and internal culture. And for the valuation model, the common mechanism is to execute the processes. Okay, next. Okay, this slide gonna presented by my friend Andy.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. So now we discuss about we identify value chain, whether the company implement value chain good or not. This is the checklist for value chain analysis. The first one is identify primary and supporting activity, like Kevin explained before, and then you checklist or not, you identify indirect activities, including quality assurance, and then work activity to appropriately reflect the goal of the business, and then analyze the market using Porter's 5 force, uh, containing bargaining power of supplier, consumer, uh, new market entrance, and we have discussed it in previous lecturer with strategic management, and then find area of cost reduction through partnership, contract, scheduling, or asset use, and, and identify internal and external linkage and dependency, identify differentiation, opportunity, and value-added proposition, and provide customer evaluation opportunity and feedback. Basically, in this checklist, you identify from start until finish the process value chain of the company, whether it is implement complete or not. Now, this is a example of department and industry that use value chain modeling. The first one, the industry is food and beverages. Value chain modeling for food and beverage follow the flow that begin with sourcing materials and concludes in customer consumption. In this example, we choose Starbucks. Will begin with the cost and process associated with coffee bean sourcing through the customization of coffee beverages and delivered to the customer. And then for delivery service, the service provides such as CNA, CNT, Cepat, and extra invest in infrastructure and service to improve the speed of delivery, control cost, and manage capacity. Their value chain model will allow them to analyze logistics associated with the delivery of goods in a complex environment that is impacted by a third-party supplier, storage location, and transportation regulation. And then the third one, the industry is the retail. The retail value chain define action allow business such as Amazon and Walmart to sell goods to customer. Amazon focus on customer-centric customer-centric. This is for Amazon, but Walmart is constantly evaluating supplier in order to keep cost low. So the Amazon will focus on customer service, but for Walmart, it is more focused in lower cost, which is related with supplier. Basically, the three industry implement different content in value chain, and then from through value chain we can get the competitive advantages, which is cost leadership and differentiation advantages. The cost leadership approach is used when organizations try to compete on cost and want to understand the source of their cost advantage or disadvantage and what factors drive those costs. For example, Amazon, Walmart, McDonald's, Ford, and Toyota. There are some steps to get these competitive advantages through value chain. The step one, identify firm's primary and support activity, establish the relative importance of each activity in total cost of product, identify cost driver for each activity, identify link between activity, and identify opportunity for reducing cost. So how we manage cost and reduce cost effectively. And for differentiation advantages, the firm that strive to create superior product or service use differentiation advantage approach. Good example, Apple, Google, Samsung, Electronic, and Starbucks. We get the differentiation from through value chain. Yeah. Step one, identify the customer value, evaluate the differentiation strategy for improving customer value, and identify the best sustainable differentiation. This is example of Walmart value chain. Nah, this is some general example. You can see the primary activity for inbound logistic. They maintain very low cost for operation. They working 9 to 9 working hours, 7 days a week. And then outbound logistic, they use strong presence of distribution center for marketing and sales. They everyday low price and always low price. This is the advantage of Walmart. And for service, they quick respond, no question, as policy on return. This is the strategy in primary activity value chain. And then for supporting activity, for infrastructure, the Walmart have a good accommodation, yeah, for distribution. Then for human resource management, the top management spending for profit sharing, stock purchase, decentralization, which is so the employee and the staff of the company have awareness that they have this company. I have this company, so I will give the best contribution for this company. This is improve the operation of Walmart. And the technology development, they using UPC at point of sale, cross docking, and satellite network, which is the newest technology for retail sales, retail selling. And for procurement, they could bargaining power with vendor. It is quite interesting, yeah. And no vendor accounting for more than 2.8% of total purchase. So basically, value chain mostly describe about the supply chain management, how we create a good procurement and good distribution from begin until end, until finish. Now, in our presentation, we use a specific case, which is Tata Motors. Now, this is the big picture of Tata Motors, like a theory that me and Kevin explained before, consists of inbound logistic, operation, outbound logistic, marketing, and service, and its chain, its stages have its entity. Supply contractor for inbound logistic, for operation, strategic alliance, and for outbound transportation, marketing is from vehicle financing, marketing research firm, and for service, regional warehouse, dealer workshop, and the detail and specific analysis will explain by my partner Surya. Please, Surya.
Okay, everyone. We continue to the primary activities, like Kevin already said that we have primary and supporting activities. So firstly, we go to this primary activities. Next one. In primary activities, firstly, we have inbound logistics. In Tata Motors, they have long-term contract with service providers, which is become the transporters and agent. And then the personal regional offices or for the branch offices for overseeing this smooth transit of goods. And then transparency and monitoring through development of IT, authorization through SAP. Yeah, as we know that SAP is one of the most famous or most used ERP in the market. And then daily transport logistic or DTL supplies for critical high value items. And the last in power logistic is the efficient storage facilities. So they can more efficient to like one of the benefit of this value chain is to reduce the cost, right? Maybe it can facilitate Tata Motors to efficiently use their storage facilities to reduce the cost of store of warehouse. Yeah. Next one. And then operations. Tata Motors Capital Equipment Manufacturing Division, they have tooling development capabilities of global standard. And then apprentice trainee course to ensuring to ensure stable source of skilled manpower. Then they have Kaizen and TPM or Total Productive Management Team. It for the continuous drive to improve efficiencies. And then automated manufacturing processes because they use a lot of robots there. And then distributed manufacturing, it assembly units of there is South Africa, Thailand, Bangladesh, Brazil, etc. And then for the maintenance, it's they have technical competence. It's about the personal, of course. And then capacity utilization. There is Mercedes-Benz cars make use of Tata Motors paint shop facilities. So they also have advantage there. Next, about the outbound logistics, Tata Motors have in stockyards and all across the country, especially in India. And then long-term contracts with transporters, high her volume of business to transporters ensures competitive price, so they can compete with maybe product from Korea or from Japan, something like that. And then regional sales office and vehicles dispatch section linked through SAP. So they also use SAP. Then efficient security system for prevention of any kind of pilferage. Next, Andy. Now about the marketing and sales. Structured approach to understanding the requirements of individual customer. They have KFTs conducted at regular intervals. Then clear identification of product requirements. It it is leading to development of innovative products like Tata 207, TI, and Tata S. Pen in India, presence and global footprint. Then independent teams for addressing the requirements of institutional customers defense, state transport units. Next, still about the marketing and sales, Tata Motors are helping to augment the scarce resources. Fiat selling vehicles through Tata dealerships also. In return, Tata has access to Fiat's technology and unutilized capacity. And then quick assessment of the changing market dynamics and consumer preference, like in product of Tata 407 LCV. And then large network of dealers by using the technology like CRM and DMS. Maybe we already hear that in uh, ICE and MIS. Next, uh, of course, there are as product with long-term use of the product itself. They have after-sales service. The service they focus on how they can give easy availability of spare parts, and then efficient collection of data from field and communication to the respective plants, pan in India presence as well as global presence, then large network of workshops like dealer workshop and ESS, and then training facilities for the dealer and test personnel. Next. Oh, that was the last of the primary activities. Now we continue to the supporting activities. Next. The first one is the procurement. Tata Motor use a procurement initiative, so it's no longer with on traditional steps. And then global sourcing team like China, a key destination for sourcing essential items like tires, power steering units, etc., and still procured from Belarus. Long-term relationship with a stable and loyal pool of suppliers, and they also have technology-driven procurement, of course, back when using the SAP and VCM, and strategy subsidiaries and GV, Teco group of companies and Tata Cummins, and they centralized strategic source for key component like FIP and steel, etc. Then group resources, Tata Steel and Tata International, and localized supplier base at MFG location. So even they have low inventory levels. Next, now we are going to the technology development. Approximately 2% of the annual profits of the company invested in research and development R&D. So they have a knowledge portal that helps employees keep abreast with the latest technologies, and then extensive prototype building and testing facilities and strategic partners. They have like MTI from France and Fiat, etc. And then formal benchmarking process. So they have uh, precise data about their products. And then technology day organized across all plant location. Next. About the human resources, they have vast pool of technically competent engineers and managers. Of course, they only have uh, not so many workers because they automate their production with robots. Then they focus on development of technical capabilities and the training centers, technical training centers like alliance with technical institute. Yeah, they have uh, training and institute there. Then focus on development of managerial capabilities like MTCs, TMC, executive training programs at primary PhD schools. And then career advancement schemes like ESS and FTS. Next. Okay, we continue to the firm infrastructure. They have multi-location facilities and then strong leadership under the aegis of Tata Sons. Yes, so it is second generation now. Based in class prototype building facilities, we have technology which is SAP, and they have large product portfolio because they not only produce a cars like even if cars they have like SUV, MPV, and then they still have truck and bajai something like that. Next, okay, thank you. It's my presentation with Andy and Gavin. Uh, thank you for your attention and see you in the forum.